Tom lived in a small village with his mother and two brothers. His mother was very poor. She worked hard every day, but they never had enough money. The family was full of love, but they were always hungry. One day, Tom said to his mother, "Mother, I will go to work." Tom walked to the next town. It was not far, but he had never left home before. In the town, he saw a small workshop. An old man was making wooden chairs and tables. Tom asked, "Can I work for you?" The old man smiled and said, "Yes, if you work hard for 1 year, I will give you something special." Tom worked every day. He cleaned, carried wood, and helped make furniture. He was polite, quiet, and always tried his best. The old man liked him very much. When 1 year passed, the old man said, "You are a good boy. I have no money to pay you, but I have a gift for you." He brought out an old brown table. It looked dirty and broken. Tom was surprised. "This table is not new," he said. The old man laughed kindly and said, "This is a magic table. When you say the words, 'I am hungry,' food will appear on the table. You will never be hungry again." Tom's eyes were big. He smiled and said, "Thank you very much." Then he put the table on his back and began walking. Tom walked to many towns and cities. When he was hungry, he stopped under a tree or by a river. He put the table on the ground and said, "I am hungry." Suddenly, plates of hot soup, bread, fruit, and even sweet cake appeared on the table. People were surprised, but Tom always smiled and said, "Let's eat together." One day, Tom walked past a quiet river. He saw a little girl sitting alone. She was dirty and her clothes were torn. She looked very hungry. Tom walked over and said, "Are you hungry?" The girl nodded her head. Tom put the table down and said, "I am hungry." Food appeared again. The girl looked shocked. Tom smiled and said, "Let's eat." They ate together. After the meal, Tom said, "Say thank you." The girl said slowly, "Thank you." Tom laughed. "Good job," he said. "You are learning English." After many months of travel, Tom said to himself, "I miss my mother. I want to go home." On the way home, he came to a small wooden house in the forest. An old man opened the door. He looked lonely. Tom asked, "Can I stay here tonight?" The old man said, "Yes, but I have no food." Tom said, "That is okay. I have food." He put the table down and said, "I am hungry." The old man opened his eyes wide. Food appeared, just like magic. That night, when Tom was sleeping, the old man walked into his room. He took the magic table and made a fake one. It looked the same, but it had no power. He left the fake table by Tom's bed and kept the real one. In the morning, Tom woke up and said, "Thank you for your kindness." Then he carried the fake table on his back and walked home. When he arrived at his mother's house, she was very happy. She hugged him and said, "Tom, you are home." Tom said, "Mother, I have something to show you. This is a magic table. When I say, 'I am hungry,' food appears on it." His mother looked surprised. "Really?" she asked. "Let's invite the neighbors. They will want to see." People from the village came. They sat around the table. Tom smiled and said, "I am hungry," but nothing happened. No food came. The table stayed empty. The people laughed. Some said, "It's just a lie." Others said, "It's only a normal table." Tom felt very sad. His face turned red. He looked down at the ground. Tom's mother said nothing. She touched his shoulder. Tom whispered, "The old man took my table. I know it now." That night, Tom left home again. He wanted to return to the town where he worked. On the road, he wrote a letter to his older brother, Jack. In the letter, he told Jack everything: the kind old man, the magic table, the lonely girl by the river, and the jealous man who stole it. Tom hoped Jack could help him one day. But for now, he walked slowly through the night, carrying a table that no longer had any magic. After Tom's letter, Bob read every word carefully. He felt sad for his younger brother. He also felt angry at the old man who took the magic table. Bob said, I must help my family too. I will leave the village and find work. Bob walked far, past mountains and rivers, until he reached a small village. There, he met a friendly man named Mr. Reuben. The man owned a small farm. Bob said, I want to work. I don't need much. I only want to help my mother. Mr. Reuben smiled and said, I need someone to feed the animals and clean the barn. If you work hard for 1 year, I will give you something special. Bob agreed. He worked every day. He cleaned the barn, fed the chickens, and helped take care of the cows and sheep. Sometimes it was cold. Sometimes it was hot. But Bob never stopped. He always did his best. After 1 year, Mr. Reuben said, Bob, you have worked well. I will not pay you with money. I will give you something better. He brought out a small brown donkey. It looked weak and simple. Bob was surprised. Is this the gift? He asked. Mr. Reuben laughed kindly. Yes, but this is not a normal donkey. It is a magic donkey. Put a box under its mouth and say Bricklebat. Then gold will fall from its mouth. Bob did not believe it at first, but he wanted to try. He took a wooden box and placed it under the donkey's mouth. Then he said, Bricklebat. To his surprise, gold coins dropped into the box. Bob was shocked. It's true, he said. Bob thanked Mr. Reuben many times. Then he began his journey. He traveled through many towns. He wore clean clothes and ate warm meals. But Bob never forgot his family or the poor people he met. In one village, Bob saw a little boy with no shoes. The boy was cold and sad. Bob gave him a gold coin. He also gave him a note. The note said, You are special. Keep smiling. In another place, Bob helped an old woman fix her roof. He paid for the wood and workers. She cried and said, Thank you. Bob smiled and said, Please stay warm. Wherever he went, Bob shared his gold. He left coins and kind notes in secret. Many people never saw his face, but they felt his kindness. Bob believed that sharing was more important than being rich. One day, Bob thought, I miss my mother. I want to go home. He started walking back to the village, but it was a long way. On the last night of his journey, he came to a small wooden house. It stood alone in the forest. It was the same house where Tom had stayed before. The old man opened the door. Can I stay the night? Bob asked. Yes, said the old man. But I want money for food and bed. Bob said, That is fine. I have gold. After dinner, Bob went outside with his donkey. He took the wooden box, put it under the donkey's mouth, and said, Bricklebat. Gold coins dropped inside. But what Bob didn't know was this. The old man was watching. He stood behind the door. He saw everything. He thought, I want that donkey. That night, while Bob was sleeping, the old man quietly came outside. He took the magic donkey and replaced it with a normal one. It looked the same, but it had no magic. The next morning, Bob thanked the old man and walked home. When he arrived, his mother was very happy. Bob, she said, you are back. Bob said, Yes, mother, and I have something amazing. This donkey gives gold. Say, Bricklebat, and you will see. She was surprised and happy. Bob said, Let's invite our neighbors. I want to show them. People came from the village. They stood around the donkey. Bob placed a box under its mouth. He smiled and said, Bricklebat, but nothing happened. Everyone looked. The donkey just stood there. No gold, no coins, only silence. The people laughed. This is a trick, someone said. It's just a donkey, said another. Bob felt ashamed. He looked down. His mother looked at him sadly. Bob now understood. The old man had stolen his magic donkey. That night, Bob walked to find Tom. He told him everything. Tom nodded. The same thing happened to me, he said. We need Jack now. Bob sat down and wrote a letter to their oldest brother. He told Jack about the donkey, the gold, the kind notes, and the old man who took everything. He hoped Jack would read it and come to help. Jack was the oldest brother. He was strong, quiet, and wise. One day, he received 2 letters, one from Tom and one from Bob. He read every word slowly. When he finished, he said, "I must help my brothers. It is time." Jack packed his bag and left home. He walked for many days through trees, hills, and rivers. After some time, he came to a forest. There, he met a kind man named Mr. Bram. Mr. Bram was a woodcutter. He lived a simple life. He cut trees and made wooden boxes. Jack said, "I want to work. I want to learn something new." Mr. Bram smiled. "Good," he said. "You can help me cut wood, carry logs, and clean the tools. Work for 1 year and I will give you a gift." Jack worked hard. He was strong, and he never complained. He helped every day, even in the rain and snow. Mr. Bram was happy. After 1 year, he gave Jack a small wooden box. Inside the box, there was a stick. Jack looked surprised. "A stick?" he asked. "Yes," said Mr. Bram, "but this is not a normal stick. It is a magic stick. If someone is unkind to you, say 'stick, come out.' And the stick will jump out and hit that person. When you say, 'stick, go back,' it will stop." Jack nodded. "I understand. Thank you. I will use it with care." Jack said goodbye and started his journey home. He walked for many days. He thought about his brothers. He thought about the old man who had taken their magic gifts. He wanted to help them, but he also wanted to teach the man a lesson. On the last night of his journey, Jack came to a small wooden house in the forest. It was the same house where Tom and Bob had stayed. The same old man opened the door. "Good evening," Jack said. "Can I stay the night?" The old man smiled. Yes, come in." That night, Jack ate some food and told a story. He said, "I have heard of a magic table. It gives food when you say, 'I am hungry.' I have heard of a magic donkey. It gives gold when you say, 'bricklebat,' but I have something better than both." The old man was curious. "Better than gold or food?" he asked. Jack smiled. "Yes," he said. "It is in this box." Later that night, when Jack pretended to sleep, the old man quietly opened the door. He walked toward the box. He reached out his hand to touch it. Suddenly, Jack opened his eyes and shouted, "Stick, come out." The box opened fast. The stick jumped out. It hit the old man on the arms, legs, and back. "Ah, stop, the old man cried. Jack stood tall. "Give me the magic table and the magic donkey," he said. "Now." Yes, the old man said. "Please stop." Jack said, "Stick, go back." The stick returned to the box. The room was quiet again. The old man was shaking. He gave Jack the real table and the real donkey. Jack said, "Be kind to others. If you lie or steal again, the stick will come back." The next morning, Jack walked home with the table, the donkey, and the box. When he arrived, his mother and brothers were waiting. They ran to him. They hugged him tightly. Tom said, "You got them back." Bob said, "You are brave." Their mother cried happy tears. After that day, the 3 brothers made a big decision. They opened a small school in the village. It was not a normal school. It was a school for all children, poor or rich. They called it the School of English and Kindness. At the school, they taught children how to say please, thank you, be kind, and help others. They also told stories about magic, honesty, and love. At the first school celebration, Tom put the table in the middle of the yard. He said, "I am hungry," and food appeared. Bob brought the donkey. He said, "Bricklebat," and gold coins dropped into a box. Every child got 1 coin and 1 small card. The card said, "You are brave, you are kind, you are enough." Jack put the magic stick inside a glass case in the school. He said, "We do not need to fight. We only protect what is good." From that day on, the village was full of laughter, learning, and peace. The three brothers, their mother, and the children all lived happily together. The magic stayed not just in the gifts, but in their hearts, their choices, and their kindness to others. Now the story of Tom, Bob, and Jack has come to an end. Each brother went on a different journey. They all worked hard. They all met kind people and learned something special. But they also faced a big problem. A jealous old man tried to steal what was not his. He took Tom's magic table. He took Bob's magic donkey, but he could not take Jack's wisdom and courage. Tom showed us the beauty of kindness. He shared food with a hungry girl. He believed in helping others. Bob showed us the value of sharing. He gave coins and kind words to children. He believed that gold means nothing if we do not care. And Jack showed us the power of justice. He did not fight with anger. He used his mind and protected his family with calm and truth. In the end, the three brothers brought back all the magic. But the real magic was not in the table, the donkey, or the stick. The real magic was in their hearts. They built a school to teach children English, kindness, and love. They turned pain into hope. They turned loss into lessons. They turned magic into something that could help many people. So what is the lesson from this story? The lesson is simple. Good people may face problems, but if they stay kind, strong, and smart, they will win in the end. It also teaches us that true power is not in money or food, but in kindness, sharing, and doing what is right. In your life today, maybe you face some unfair things. Maybe someone tries to take what is yours. Maybe you feel small or lost. But remember, your heart, your honesty, and your courage are your real magic. Use them. Protect what is good. And always help others when you can. Thank you for listening to this story. You did a great job. You listened, learned, and improved your English. Be proud of yourself. Now, here's a small question for you. Who helped Jack at the end of the story? A. Mr. Bram, the kind woodcutter. B. Mr. Reuben, the farm owner. Please comment your answer below, A or B, and let's see how many of you remember the story. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel. Your support gives us the energy to make more free, high-quality English content. If you want to help us continue, you can also donate. Even a small amount means a lot. In the beginning, it is hard to create content with time, love, and no money. But we do it because we care. We want to help you learn English in a fun and meaningful way. See you in the next story, and keep learning.